child's behaviors while in mother's home.
Exhibits no behavioral problems anywhere else except at mother's home.
For the record, this matter is before the court on the plaintiff mother's motion to modify legal custody and to appoint plaintiff mother as a medical decision maker relative to the minor child. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. President Attorney Margaret Beck representing the plaintiff mother, Nicolette Hughes. Ms. Hughes appears to be present with Ms. Beck. In addition, Attorney Michael Spiros is present representing defendant Father Andrew Ozuk. Mr. Ozuk appears to be present with Mr. Spiros. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
The parties have met with Ms. Brower for the front of the court this afternoon. Ms. Brower has recommended that the court that the plaintiff's motion to modify legal custody and appoint plaintiff medical decision maker be denied. That is a recommendation. Ms. Beck.
Your Honor, obviously we disagree with that recommendation. We do believe that proper cause exists to appoint mother as the medical decision maker for the child. This particular instance relates to child's behaviors while in mother's home, which are of grave concern. In particular, defiance, temper tantrums, violent behaviors in the form of, I think she carved her initials or her name into a door in mother's residence. She also throws things and is verbally attacking the younger children who are in the home. Mother has attempted to resolve this with father, but these attempts go nowhere. This is similar to the circumstance in 2019 when mother wanted to put the child in counseling and father said no. The parties had to return to friend of the court to get an order to that effect. And whenever there's a disagreement regarding medical decisions, father wins because by saying no and digging in, he simply doesn't have to agree and the child doesn't get the care that she needs. Got a referral to a psychiatrist from the child's pediatrician. She did contact the pediatrician to make an appointment for one of the younger children. I described the behaviors on the phone to the pediatrician and the pediatrician gave the referral for the appointment or for the psychiatrist, Your Honor. We do have, the parties communicate by app Close, which is an app similar to Our Family Wizard that the parties use. And if you allow me to share my screen, Your Honor, I have the exact exchange available as well as a copy of the referral if you'd like to see that.
I think you attached to your pleading, did you not?
I don't remember. I might have. It's not attached to my copy, but that doesn't mean it's not attached to yours.
There was I believe a text message that was attached, and
oh, perfect.
The court's opinion is that response was perhaps could have been more appropriate. Certainly was not constructive decision on the part of dad when he says, "Oh, mama, must be you the one needs psychiatrist." Clearly, that's inappropriate response for dad, not constructive at all as a parent. So yes, I've seen that exchange.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. And so that's really the issue. It's dad pushes this back on mom, says, no, mom, it's the child's fine. And the child does behave well everywhere else, but something's gone askew in mother's home and we're not competent or able to determine what that is. The counselor isn't helping and the pediatrician felt enough to make a referral to someone else who could potentially make that decision. We believe that father's failure to participate in the care is what is impeding mother from getting medical care for the child and is not in the child's best interest. Again, this happened in 2019. Mother had to return to court to get the child in with a counselor to begin with. And, the child is 10 years old, Your Honor. We're going to have problems moving forward of a non-emergency medical nature that are going to require someone to make a decision. When dad behaves this way and says no every time, or simply that it's mother's problem, it's just not in the child's best interest. And that's why we're asking for just this narrow issue in the custody arrangement to be modified to allow mother to be, for lack of a better word, the non-emergency medical decision maker.
Thank you, Ms. Beck. Mr. Spiros.
The pediatrician who made the referral never saw the child. And interestingly, the counselor to whom the child was eventually referred does not recommend that the child see a psychiatrist, and to refer to express it in terms of father disagrees every time. It's been twice, and there is no valid reason for this child who was exhibits no behavioral problems anywhere else except at mother's home, to be referred to a psychiatrist and the stigma that goes along with that. So we're asking that the petition be denied, and we don't believe that on its face, the petition states sufficient grounds to grant the change or modification, as they put it, in custody without the requisite good cause or material change in circumstance.
Thank you, Mr. Sparrow. So, Ms. Beck, obviously, it's alleged that the child has been exhibited defiant conduct at mother's home. What about any evidence of issues at school? Have the teachers at teacher conferences brought to your client's attention the child's acting up in school?
No, Your
What
Honor.
about any opinion from Kelly Crampton, the child's counselor? Have you sought an opinion from her, who apparently sees Ellie on a regular basis? She suggested there's some concerns.
Your Honor, the child is well behaved at school. There are no issues there. She does see the counselor. It's my understanding with the counselor, she was asked about this. The counselor's response was she didn't know if Ella would qualify for psychiatric services and referred mother to Harbor Behavioral for further assessment. And it's my understanding that this particular counselor doesn't force the issues with Ella, that it's more of if Ella decides she's going to participate, she's allowed to participate. So we didn't seek a referral from the counselor. It was from the pediatrician.
At this point in time, Ms. Beck and Ms. Hughes, the court does not believe there's a significant change of circumstances to warrant a modification of legal custody. So at this point in time, the court's going to deny without prejudice mother's motion to modify legal custody and appoint her as a sole medical decision maker. Ms. Beck, if in fact you receive a letter from someone at school, there's issues, she's acting out of school, a letter from Kelly Crampton saying that they have concerns, that she needs to see a psychologist. So the court would entertain if you want to, not without prejudice. If in fact there's something more than what's exhibited in mom's home, the court would look at it again. But at this point in time, if in fact, since father denies the request and will not agree to the child see a psychiatrist, the court is not going to require that without something more.
All right, Your Honor,
So
thank
at
you.
this time, you're welcome. The court will deny without prejudice your motion to modify custody and appoint mom as sole medical decision maker.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, that will conclude this matter. And Mr. Ozak, when there's a concern stated, don't just throw it back in mom's face. Be constructive and ask, okay, what's happened? I mean, there should be, come on, you're the parent, and you should be more concerned about the welfare of your daughter and make more of an inquiry, a good faith inquiry, rather than just throwing it back in her face. So with that, we can zoom out. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. So what did you get arrested for then?
Because I scratched him, but it was because I called the police because we were fighting. I didn't want to get worse. They separated both of us and they asked if he hit you, but I tried to defend him because I love him. At that time, I said, no, he didn't hit me, but I really have a lot of birds.
Got it.
You know?
And so now my next question was to you. Did you tell the Attorney General's office that the two of you had hit each other and you were arrested before?
No, I didn't. I didn't tell
Right.
them I was arrested.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Now,
Okay.
so you may proceed.
What happened, we got into an argument because she caught me with another woman, and it actually went downhill from that. She started hitting me while I was driving home, and I started her arms and shoving her so she could stop hitting me. But the only things that were marked on the hand, just scratches.
Regards of his visitation, do you have any requests about who should be around the children when he has them?
Only him.
Who
Only
are you
those.
requesting not be around the children?
His wife.
What is the reason that you do not want his wife around the children you share?
She been telling me a lot of bad things about my kids, saying that they're rats. They don't even look like her kid, like his kids. Are you sure them his kids? She been telling me bad stuff about them, and I'm scared her to do something about. And she was looking for me to fight me, and she was fighting at her real mom's house, and I have to prove that she was trying to broke the gate and stuff just to look for me.
Has she ever assaulted you?
No, but she hit his
Has
dad.
she ever assaulted the children?
No.
Okay,
But
Is
you're
he
this
said
the
he
same,
had
is
that.
this the same person that Mr. Vega was referring to earlier? He said he got upset about another woman. Is this the same woman or a different person, ma'am?
I think it's the same. And he only has one wife. I don't know.
Right, but earlier when he was saying there was an incident, she might not have been his wife at the time. So I was just trying to see, is this a different woman or the same woman?
The same.
Okay, go ahead, counsel.
and that is your only concern when it comes to him having visitation with the
Yeah,
kid?
yes, ma'am. I don't have no problem. He seeing the kid, he taking them, but her close to them, no, I'm sorry. I can't.
So this is an open public forum, or open public courthouse, even virtually. So I'm conducting this virtually. If I was actually physically in the courthouse, anyone off the street, 20 relatives from Alaska can come and watch the hearing. So I cannot. Now, they cannot interject. They can listen, but no. And it's live streamed because it's the law. So they can look, they can see